A very good afternoon to all respected and honorable viewers. Here I am with you with one another video on world geography. Here we have already completed 7 videos on world geography. If you can find it in Uttar Entertainment channel. And earlier in the last video, we discussed about the highest mountain ranges of the world. And in the midst of these mountain ranges, we find Himalayan mountain range. And Himalayan mountain range itself has a significant categories, and that is geographical and geological significance is there. So we are trying to explain Himalayan mountain range itself. So it's an exploration of Asia's majestic peaks. So here is an copyright disclaimer. You can go through it. And as you know, and we all know as well, mountain ranges are majestic geological formation that shape the Earth's topography and play a crucial role in enforcing climate, ecosystem, and human civilizations. The vast landscape are characterized by towering peaks, deep valleys, and diverse ecosystems, offering breathtaking vistas and harboring unique biodiversity. As guardians of diverse ecosystems and sources of fresh water, mountain ranges are critical for maintaining ecological balance and supporting human livelihoods. They stand as symbols of both natural beauty and the challenges posed by rugged terrains, making them subjects of fascination and exploration. Conservation efforts are vital to preserve these fragile environments and ensure their sustainable coexistence with the world's inhabitants. Stretching across North Africa through Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, diverse ecosystem from Mediterranean forest to an desert landscape, historical significance as a natural barrier and cultural crossroads, from a natural boundary between Europe and Asia in Russia, notable for its moderate elevation and historical significance, came as a traditional dividing line rich in mineral resources including precious metals and minerals, run along the southwestern edge of the South Island, featuring stunning forts, glaciers, and peaks like Araco Mount Cook, popular for outdoor activities like hiking and skiing. So, this is the things related to mountain ranges as an ecological and ecological balancer of the earth's surface, and sometimes these ranges continues to be underwater as well. We'll discuss later on this. Next, see the Himalayan mountain ranges. Himalayan mountain ranges are broadly categorized into Punjab Himalayas, Assam Himalayas, then Central Himalayas, then Eastern Himalayas. So these are the broad categories of Himalaya mountain range. We will go through all these. Let's start with Punjab Himalayas. Between the Indus and the Satluj River, 560 km long, all the major rivers of Indus River system flow through Punjab Himalayas. A large portion of Punjab Himalayas is in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Hence, they are also called the Kashmir and Himachal Himalaya. Karakoram, Ladakh, Pir Panjal, Jaskar and Dauladhar are the major ranges in this section. The general elevation falls westwards. This is the Punjab Himalayas, as you heard of. Now discuss about Assam Himalayas. Assam Himalayas spreads over Sikkim, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. Elevation here is much lesser than that of the Nepal Himalayas. The south slopes are very steep, but the northern slopes are gentle. The lesser Himalayas are very narrow and are very close to the Great Himalayas. Western Himalayas between the Indus and west and the Kali River in the east, 880 km spread across 3 states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. It encompasses 3 psychophysiographic provinces, namely Kashmir Himalaya, Himachal Himalaya and Kuman Himalaya, Uttarakhand Himalayas. The Ladakh Plateau and the Kashmir Valley are all 2 important areas of the Kashmir Himalaya region in Himachal Himalayas. The Greater Himalaya is represented by the Jaskar Range, Lesser Himalaya by Pir Panjal and Dauladhar ranges, and the Outer Himalayas by the Shivalik Range. The southern slopes are rugged, steep and forested, while the northern slopes are bare, gentle and slow plains with lakes. The Kumaon Himalayas lie in Uttarakhand and extend from the Satluj to the Kali River. The lesser Himalayas in Kumaon Himalaya is represented by the Mussoorie and Nagtiba ranges. The Shivalik in this region runs south of the Mussoorie range between the Ganga and the Yamuna rivers. The flat valleys between the lesser Himalaya and the Shivalik range are called dunes or dans, of which Dehradun is the most famous. So we have discussed here Punjab Himalayas, Assam Himalayas and Western Himalayas. Let's move to the other Himalayas. The next Himalaya is Central Himalayas, which is 800 km between River Kali in the west and River Tista in the east. The Great Himalaya range attains maximum height in this portion, as you know. Some of the world famous peaks, Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Makalu, Annapurna, Gusainthan and Dhaulagiri are located here. The lesser Himalayas is known as Mahabharat Lake. In this region, the range is crossed by rivers like Ghagara, Gandak, Kusi, etc. In between the Great and the Lesser Himalayas, there are Kathmandu and Pokhara, lacustrine valleys. Previously, they were lakes. Now, it's no more lakes. The Shivalik range comes very close to the Lesser Himalayas towards the east and is almost non-existent beyond Narayani Gandak. So this is Central Himalayas. Now move on to Eastern Himalayas. The part of the Himalayas lies between the Tista River in the west and the Brahmaputra River in the east and stretches for a distance of about 720 kilometers, also known as the Assam Himalaya. The Eastern Himalayas occupy mainly the areas of Arunachal Pradesh and Bhutan. The Assam Himalayas show a marked dominance of fluvial erosion due to heavy rainfall. The Himalayas take a sudden southern turn after the Dihang Gorge and the hill ranges running in more or less north-south direction along India's border with Myanmar are collectively known as the Purbanchal. These are known by various local names such as Patkai Boom, Naga Hills, Kohima Hills, Manipur Hills, Mizo Hills, which are previously known as the Lusai Hills, Tripura Hills, and Borali Range. These areas come under Eastern Himalayas and which involve Assam Himalayas also, as we have already known. Next, move on to the parts of Himalayas which are popular and which are important in this discussion today. So here we find the Mount Everest. As you can see in the picture, Mount Everest is there, and it is the top peak of the world. The Himalayas or Himalaya is a mountain range in Asia, as you know, which separates plains of the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau. The range has some of the Earth's highest peaks, including highest mountain Mount Everest. More than 100 peaks exceeding elevation of 7,200 meters above sea level lie in Himalayas. And I told it earlier also that hundreds of peaks are there in Himalayas which are having significant height from the sea level. So Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain above sea level, located in the Mohalangor Himal sub-range of the Himalayas. The China-Nepal border runs across the summit clay point. Its elevation of 8,848.86 meters was most recently established in 2020 by the Chinese and Nepali authorities. So this is all about Mount Everest, the highest peak in the world. Next, move on Kanchenjunga. As we know, in the World Summit, it's Kanchenjunga is 8,366 meter above sea level, and Kanchenjunga Himalaya, which is bounded in the west by the Tamur River, in the north by the Lunak River and Jongsangla, and in the east by the Tista River. This is Kanchenjunga, the one of the topmost peak in Himalayas. It lies in the border region between Nepal and Sikkim state of India. That is, Sikkim is our Indian state and Nepal is not Indian. With three of the five peaks, namely Main, Central, and South, directly on the border, and the peaks west and that is Kangbachan in Nepal, so that is Tepleung district. The Indian side of the mountain is off limits to climbers. In 2006, that is 16, the adjoining Kangchenjunga National Park was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We can get it from different sources. The Kanchenjunga is a sacred mountain in Nepal and Sikkim and was first climbed on 25 May 1955 by Joe Brown and John Band, who were part of the 1955 British Kanchenjunga expedition. They stopped just short of the through summit, keeping a promise given to Tashi Namagi, the Chogyal of Sikkim, that the top of the mountain would remain inviolate. This is all about Kanchenjunga. Let's move on the next peak. This is Kamet. The next peak is Kamet. As you can see in the picture, it is extended. Kamet is the second highest mountain in the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand, India, and Nanda Devi. It lies in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. Its appearance resembles a Gyan pyramid topped by a flat summit area with two peaks. Due to its position near the Tibetan plateau, Kamet is very remote and not as accessible as some Himalayan peaks. It also receives a great deal of wind from the plateau. Highest point of this Kamet is 7,756 meter, ranked 29th prominence. Then isolation of 70 kilometers 43 miles. Listing ultra mountains of Uttarakhand, coordinates 30 degree 55 minutes 12 seconds north and 79 degree 35 minutes and 30 seconds east. This is the extended range of this Kamet. A.M. Kailas and his companions H.T. Morshead conducted scientific studies during their 1920 Kamet travel and acclimatization and on the possibility of using supplemental oxygen. These studies eventually proved useful on expeditions to Mount Everest. This is one legacy we can say regarding the study of Kamet of Himalaya. However, by modern standards, it is a relatively straightforward ascent for such a high mountain. Early explorers of the region faced long approach marches of around 200 miles, that is 321.9 km from Ranikhet through dense mountain forest. Access is easier today than earlier. Earlier, it was very much critical to reach the region and take a study or conduct a research on the plot of the land. Let's move to the next peak. The next peak is K2. K from actually I will discuss later what is K and what is 2. So K2 at 8,611 meters above sea level is the second highest mountain on earth after Mount Everest at 8,849 meters. It lies in the Karakoram range, partially in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan administered Kashmir, and partially in the China-administered Trans-Karakoram tract in the Tax-Kurgan Tajik Autonomous Country of Xinjiang. So its elevation is 8,611 meter, as I told. It has a rank of second rank prominence and 20 second isolation of 1,316 kilometer, and it is having a coordination of 35 degree to 76 degree, 35 degree north and 76 degree east, and it has minutes and seconds also. If you go through and penetrate to the meter, you may get it as well. So the name K2 is derived from the notation used by the Great Trigonometrical Survey of British India, Thomas Montgomery made the first survey of the Karakoram from Mount Haramuk and sketched the two most prominent peaks, labeling them K1 and K2, where the K stands for Karakoram and 1 and 2 are the rankings according to their peaks from sea level. K2 is also became popularly known as the Savage Mountain after George Bell, a climber on the 1953 American expedition, told reporters it's a savage mountain that tries to kill you. Of the 5 highest mountains in the world, K2 is the deadliest. Approximately 1 person dies on the mountain for every 4 who reach the summit, also occasionally known as Mount Godwin Austen. Other nicknames for it is K2 are the king of mountains in the Mountaineers Mountain. So K2 has the second highest rank as far as the height is concerned from sea level. Next move, Mansalu. Mansalu, as you know, and maximum of the mountaineers know, it is also called as Kutang. Yes, it is called Kutang, and it is the 8th highest mountain in the world at 8,163 meters from sea level. It is the Mansiri Himal, part of the Nepalese Himalayas in west central Nepal. Mansalu means mountain of the spirit, and the word is derived from the Sanskrit word Manasa, meaning intellect or soul. Mansalu was first climbed by someone on May 9, 1956 by Toshio Imanishi and Gyaljen Norbu, members of a Japanese expedition. They came and climbed on it. Highest point is 8,163, ranked 8th in prominence, and it coordinates between 28 degree to the north to 84 degree to the east. And the name is Mansalu is local name, and English it is translated Mou, mountain of the spirit. In English it is told to be mountain of the spirit, but in local language, that is Nepali, it is Mansalu. There are other major peaks in the region of this Mansalu, namely Himal Chuli at 7,893 meter, then Nagadi Chuli, which is 7,871 meter high, Shringi, that is 7,187 meter, and Langpo, that is 6,668 meter, and the last, which is situated in the area of this Mansalu, is Saula, which is at the height of 6,235. And one thing more I'd like to discuss with you. It is said that given many unsuccessful attempts by the British to climb Everest before, Nepali, Tenzing Norgay and New Zealander Edmund Hillary, just as the British considered Everest their mountain, Mansalu has always been a Japanese mountain. Mansalu is the highest peak in the Gurkha district and is about 64 kilometers east of Annapurna, and the 10th highest mountain in the world at 8,091 meters above sea. Mansalu's long ridges and valley glaciers offer feasible approaches from all directions and climate in a peak that towers steeply above its surrounding landscape and is a significant place in every aspect. So, dear viewers, this is a part of peaks of Himalaya mountain range. We will be discussing in our next videos about the other peaks of Himalaya mountain range. So be in touch and keep with us. Thank you very much.